So a lot of people use vocabulary to control conversations and divide people into sets. I passed a neighbor of mine today who had asked me about Kundalini yoga, if I knew anything about it, and I was just like, no. But if she had said, "Do you know anything about tummo?" I would, "Oh yeah, okay." And it was a while before I figured out that's what they were talking about. Um, but something similar. Somebody invented the idea of what they called tantric sex, and that was something that they talked about in the early 90s that I overheard, and I was just like, what is that? My imagination about what it would be was pretty much what me and my guru did. We just made up something. What is our we talked about it a little bit, and I said, well, that's really disappointing. Whatever I've experienced that they've called that has been very disappointing. But when you apply your energies, when you've learned to stabilize your energies and stay in a state of excitement, and then engage in educational or other activities, is what a lot of these books behind me are all about. And that in order to access those books, if you see, monkeys won't break out for food. Monkeys won't break out for, just a roll in the flowers or something like that. But they will break out to get in with the other gender. And they'll apply all of their intelligence to. Now, if they were able, as they gradually became able to focus that intelligence on other tasks, they became human beings. So when we learn to harness that energy that's just unique to these bodies, that we have the balance of intellect in this energy, that's when we could start to access our higher thinking. That's why it's such a hunting event to go out there and try to destroy the intellectual capacities of children. But in my case, I was living amongst people who knew how to overcome that. But as far as physiological contact goes, it's always been disappointing or concurrent with the imaginary.